Hey, Vikings faithful. Skol Nation. Rise up. It's time to talk some serious Vikings news that's got my purple heart pounding. Picture this. The Minnesota Vikings, our boys in purple, might be packing their bags for another international showdown in 2025. Yeah, you heard that right. Dublin, Ireland, could be calling our name, and I'm already losing my mind over it. Now, here's the teaser that's gonna hook you. Imagine our Vikings stepping onto the emerald fields of Croke Park, facing off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL's first ever game in Ireland. 3 of our road opponents this year, the Chargers, Browns, and Steelers, are hosting overseas games, and the Dublin matchup is the one lighting up the rumor mill. Stick with me, because we're about to unpack this wild possibility and what it means for our squad. So, grab your horns, pour some purple pride into your cup, and let's dive into this Vikings adventure. Could we really be heading across the Atlantic again? After crushing it in London last year, are we ready to paint Dublin purple? Let's break it down, scene by scene, and figure out if this is the real deal. Let's go. Alright, let's set the stage, Vikings fans. The NFL's going global again in 2025, and our Minnesota Vikings could be right in the thick of it. We've got 3 road opponents hosting international games. The Chargers in Brazil, the Browns in London, and the Steelers in Dublin. That's right. 3 chances for us to flex our Skol spirit on foreign soil. But here's where it gets juicy. According to the Star Tribune's Ben Goesling, who's got his ear to the ground on all things Vikings, the Brazil game against the Chargers sounds like a long shot. Even with the J.J. McCarthy versus Jim Harbaugh storyline, whispers from the owners' meetings say it's not likely. London? We just dominated the Jets there in 2024, and going back for a 3rd time in 4 years feels like overkill. So, where does that leave us? Dublin. Baby, the Steelers are set to host the NFL's first ever game in Ireland at Croke Park, and the Vikings are one of the teams in the mix. We're talking history in the making, folks. Our Purple Warriors could be the ones to christen this new frontier. But who else is in the running? Hang tight, because the plot's about to thicken. Let's talk history, Vikings Nation, because we've got a legacy to uphold. The Vikings have played outside the US 4 times, all in London, and we're undefeated, 4-0. Back in 2013, we took down the Steelers 34-27. Then we smoked the Browns in 2017, the Saints in 2022, and the Jets just last year in 2024. That's a perfect record, folks. Now imagine adding Dublin to that list. The NFL's been expanding its global reach. Mexico, Germany, Brazil, and in 2025, Ireland and Spain join the party, with Australia on deck for 2026. The Steelers, as the home team in Dublin, get to pick their opponent from their 2025 slate. And guess who's on that list? Yep, the Minnesota Vikings. This isn't just a game. It's a chance to keep our international dominance alive. But here's the suspense. We're not the only ones in contention. The Steelers have a bunch of potential foes, and we've got some competition. Who's standing in our way? What's the chatter saying? Let's dig deeper and see if Dublin's got our name written all over it. Okay, let's zoom in on this Dublin dream, Vikings fans. The Steelers are hosting at Croke Park, a massive stadium in Ireland that's about to get its first taste of NFL action. Their 2025 home opponents include us, the Bills, the Seahawks, and, here's the kicker, the Green Bay Packers, who just snagged international marketing rights in Ireland. That's got people talking. Now, here's the twist. Rumors say the Steelers might not want to give up a home game against the Packers in Pittsburgh. Why? Picture this, Aaron Rodgers, the ex-Packer legend, could be slinging it for the Steelers by 2025, and that showdown would be too juicy to ship overseas. If that's true, it opens the door wide for us, the Vikings, to step into the Dublin spotlight. How's that for a plot twist? So what do you think, Skol Squad? Are we the ones heading to Ireland? Or could the Bills or Seahawks sneak in? The buzz from Goesling says the Vikings to Dublin idea is plausible, and I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to find out. Let's keep peeling back the layers. The story's heating up. Time to break it down, Vikings faithful. We already know our 2025 home and away opponents, and the Steelers are on our road schedule. That's a lock. What's not locked? whether that game stays in Pittsburgh or hops the pond to Dublin. The NFL's dropping the full schedule in mid-May, but we'll get the international matchups sooner. Maybe in the next few weeks. Here's the deal. The Vikings have been road warriors overseas before. That 2013 win against the Steelers in London? A nail-biter. Adrian Peterson ran wild for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns, and we held off a late Pittsburgh rally. Could we recreate that magic in Dublin? The Steelers might be thinking twice about facing us again on neutral turf after that loss. But the suspense is killing me. What's the NFL cooking up? Are we the chosen ones for this historic Ireland debut? Drop your predictions in the comments because I need to know what you're feeling, Vikings Nation. Let's keep this energy rolling. Let's paint the picture, Skol fans. Imagine it. The Vikings storming into Dublin, horns blaring, purple jerseys popping against the green Irish backdrop. Croke Park holds over 82,000 fans, and you know our Vikings faithful would show up to turn it into a sea of purple. This isn't just a game. It's a takeover. The Steelers might have home field advantage on paper, but we've got the momentum. Our 4-0 international record isn't a fluke. Our boys thrive under the global spotlight. And with the NFL pushing to grow its fanbase in Ireland, who better to send than the Vikings, a team with a Viking heritage that'd resonate with the locals? It's almost too perfect. But here's the cliffhanger. Will the Steelers pick us? Or will they dodge a rematch with the team that's beaten them overseas before? What's your gut telling you, fam? Are we Dublin bound? Or is this just a tease? Let's keep digging. This is getting good. All right, let's get real, Vikings Nation. What's at stake here? If we head to Dublin, it's our second straight year playing overseas. That's huge. Last year, we crushed the Jets in London 23-17, with Sam Darnold throwing for 275 yards and a touchdown. Our defense, second in the NFL in DVOA, shut him down. Could we bring that same fire to Ireland? On the flip side, 2 international trips in a row could mess with our schedule, jet lag, travel fatigue, all that jazz. But here's the thing, we're 4-0 overseas for a reason. Our team adapts, overcomes, and dominates. Facing the Steelers in Dublin could be a chance to flex our muscle early in 2025 and set the tone for the season. So what's the vibe, Skol crew? Are we built for this? Can we handle back-to-back international games and still chase that Super Bowl dream? Hit me with your thoughts. I'm dying to hear what you think about this wild ride. Let's talk possibilities, Vikings fans. If we land this Dublin gig, who's leading the charge? J.J. McCarthy, our 2024 first-round pick, might be QB1 by 2025. Imagine him making his international debut against a Steelers squad that could have Aaron Rodgers under center. That's a storyline straight out of a movie. And don't sleep on our defense. Brian Flores had us second in the league last year, and with Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave beefing up the line, we could feast on whoever's throwing for Pittsburgh. The Steelers won't know what hit them if we bring that purple storm to Croke Park. This could be a statement game, folks. But here's the big question. Are we the perfect fit for Dublin? Or is the NFL leaning toward the Bills or Seahawks instead? The clock's ticking, matchups are coming soon. What's your call, Vikings Nation? Let's keep the hype alive. We're nearing the endgame, Skol fam. The NFL's international slate is expanding. 7 games in 2025. From Brazil to Berlin to Dublin. The Vikings could be part of that growth, planting our flag in Ireland and showing the world what Minnesota football's all about. How epic would that be? The Steelers have options, though. Their 2025 home slate includes tough AFC North rivals like the Ravens and Bengals, plus playoff contenders like the Bills. They might not want to waste those marquee matchups overseas. That's where we come in. A road opponent with history, flair, and a fan base that travels. Dublin could be ours for the taking. So what's the final twist? Will the NFL give us the nod? Or are we staying stateside? The announcement's looming, and I'm counting the days. Tell me, Vikings faithful, are you ready to cheer our boys across the Atlantic? Let's wrap this up with a bang. Here we are, Vikings Nation, the grand finale. Whether we're Dublin bound or not, one thing's clear. The Minnesota Vikings are a force, and 2025's gonna be wild. If we get this Ireland game, it's a chance to go 5-0 overseas, make history, and kick off the season with a Skol chant echoing through Croke Park. I'm already hyped, but no matter what, we've got a squad built to compete. McCarthy, a stacked D, and the best fans in the NFL. The schedule drops soon, and when it does, we'll know if Dublin's in our future. Until then, keep the faith, keep the noise, and let's get ready for whatever's coming. Who's with me, Skol fam? Alright, that's it for this Vikings news blast. What do you think? Dublin or bust? Drop your takes in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe if you're not already in the Purple Army. Share this with your crew because we're building something big here. Skol Vikings. Let's make 2025 legendary.